It's tag time! Hi guys, my name is Zenobia and welcome to my channel. So I got a couple more tags I want to film. The first one I'm going to do for today's video is the makeup mess tag. I saw this on Laura May Beauty's channel, and it was originally started by Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, and I will have her channel linked down below. I need to check it out as well. I haven't checked it out yet, but I thought this tag would be really fun. So I have the questions. There are 15 questions, so it's a longer one, but we're just gonna see what's up. I forget what all of them are at this point. So question number 1 is, how often do you wash your makeup brushes / sponges? So makeup sponges, I wash them before I use them. So if I'm using them I figured since I need to use them damp anyway, instead of just dampening them, I just go ahead and wash them, and then they're damp at the end of that, and I use them then. And then makeup brushes, I would say once every 2 weeks. Occasionally I wash some brushes more often, like once every week, depending. If they're face brushes like this guy right here, I've been using quite a bit, so he's been getting washed once a week because I've been using him for my foundation, to put my foundation in. But like my eye brushes and stuff, I would say once every 2 weeks. And I do have quite a few eye brushes, so most of them tend to get used like 2 or 3 times before they get washed. So I kind of think I'm doing pretty good on that. And question number 2 is, how do you organize your makeup collection? So I don't have any. I have these Tupperware containers that are like the size of a shoebox, and I have my makeup like categorized in that. And then I also have baskets. I don't have any of those with me either, but they're all in this this shelf in my bathroom. And like we have a bathroom that nobody really uses, and they're all like in this huge shelf, one of the ones that like sits over your toilet, in those boxes. And that's why I have them in those, because like the Tupperware ones, because they're sealed. And I have them in there, and then I pull into I have another little carrier that I pull my stuff into when I'm going to use it. So I try to rotate my products every month. And then I also have another basket that I put products that come into my life during that month, so that if I want to put them into rotation the next month or whatnot, they can be there or they get put away. And I just decide all that usually when I do my Mix It Up series on the beginning of the month, which I've just started doing that, so I'm trying to get more organized. All my brushes are in little cups like this. I have one for my face brushes and like 2 for eye brushes and stuff. So that's a face brush. Let's go the other one, but anyway. So yeah, because here I used to just be a TV tray that I had my laptop on, and a little of space for my products, and so I would like film on that. And now I do have like a larger table, but it's like I don't know, just about as wide as your screen, the screen size is. And so that's what I have now, which is a little bit bigger, but I don't have a lot of room here, so I try to only bring stuff that I'm going to focus on for that month. Okay, so question number 3. Do you put your makeup products away after you're done using them, or leave them out for tomorrow? That depends. I really try hard to put them away, and that's because my 3-year-old gets into everything, and he can even get into when it's put away, like in the boxes, but he's like less likely, or it takes him long enough to where I can catch him. So I try to put everything away, just because otherwise he will eat it. Especially if it's a neutral eyeshadow palette, he'll eat that. I don't know what it is about the neutrals, but he likes those. And there's a particular blush palette that he just destroyed, and I recently had to repress, which you'll see that in if you watched my project pan update, that's why, because he kept getting a hold of it. So I try to put it away. Question number 4 is, loose or pressed powders. I would say loose, because, so I have a couple pressed powders that I'm down to 1 pressed powder. I'm trying to get rid of that one. I'm not a huge fan of the pressed powders, just because you have to get into it with a sponge. But this Artistry powder is my holy grail primer or powder. I don't like to use anything but this, because it makes my skin look so nice on camera. It's very reflective. It has crushed heat and pearls and whatnot in it. And if you're interested in checking it out, I will put a link down below. I actually just recently became a rep for that company, like a independent salesperson or whatnot for that company. So I have like a little store, and I really enjoy the product. So that product is really good. And if you want to see a not so great video about me trying it out, I put it against my other loose powder that I was using nonstop, which was the Tarte one, which is actually a foundation powder, and this is more for setting. This is a setting powder, where that one was a foundation powder, but I put them side by side on my face because I used that one as setting powder and did a review against those. So I'll try to remember to link that down in the description box below as well. But yeah, I love that powder, and it took me to being a loose powder girl, and I don't like to go anywhere else even from that powder. Do you ever fall asleep without taking your makeup off? Yes, but I try really hard to make sure that I take it off. So my hair is just, I'm trying to get used to wearing it curly and with this new short hair, and today it just didn't want to do anything, so I'm trying to have it like pinned back, most of it pinned back, where I'm not like looking a hot mess. It's just doing what it wants to do today, I guess. Sorry, I had to take care of it. That flippy was being so distracting in the viewfinder. Okay, so I was on the falling asleep without taking makeup off. So I try really hard to make sure I take my makeup off and do my skincare routine. I have a pretty set skincare routine right nowadays, so I try to make sure I do that. And actually, I've gotten into the habit of trying to just make sure as soon as I come home and I know I'm not going to be going anywhere for the day, I will just go ahead and take all my makeup off then and do my skincare then, and then by the time it's time for me to go to bed, it's been hours. But I do have a package of makeup wipes in my bedside table, because occasionally if I fall asleep with it on or something, I will wake up in like an hour, a couple hours later, and then I can just grab one of those and like at least wipe the most of it off. So I try really hard not to, but it does happen occasionally. Number 6, what makeup rules do you like to break? I don't feel like makeup has rules. I hate saying when makeup has rules. I feel like that's one of what made me fall in love with makeup, is that it's like I can do whatever I want, and if I hate it or it wasn't for me, it's gone at the end of the day, or even right away if I want it to be, if it's that bad. So I really I don't think there's rules, but I would say I do like mixing cool and warm tones together. What would be considered cool and warm tones? I mean, right now I have pink and purple and green on my lower lash line, and blue in my waterline, like, and gold, and I don't care. And also recently I've been really loving putting shimmers in my crease. I know it's like you're supposed to do mattes, but I really like putting shimmers there. Number 7. Question number 7. Will you use a product even if it's cracked or broken? Yes. Especially now that I know how to repress things. I'm getting a hang of repressing things, but I'll try to use it no matter what and salvage as much of it as I can, because I don't like to be wasteful. So I don't care if it's cracked or broken, whatever, because like my highlighter, wherever that I'm trying to pan, you know, I've hit pan, and so it started like cracking in other places, and I don't care, I use it. Doesn't affect how it works. Question number 8. Do you wait to pan a product completely before you place it? No. And most of the time, okay, so there are products that I really like to use. Like my Tarteist liner, where it's like the paintbrush one, and I really liked the Roller Lash Mascara and my Lancome Grandiose Mascara, but the whole thing is by the time I get to the end of it, I'm ready to I get bored and I'm ready to move on to something else, no matter how much I loved it. The only exception is this right here, and I'm just waiting to see when I get close. So I've had this for over a year, but there's still so much product, and I can see so much product in it that I'm like, I'm not gonna buy one yet, but I'm keeping an eye on this one. This is probably the only product I would say that I will replaced immediately and do not want to go a day without. But I would survive, so it's not that big of a deal if I forget, because I'm pretty forgetful. But I do not, no, I get bored too easily. So most products don't ever get replaced in my collection if they run out, to be honest. Unless I bought multiples to begin with. Which I did do that for a couple, like a year. Like I kept buying doubles of every time I bought something, I would buy 2 of them. And I was like, why am I doing this? Because now I'm trying to use it all up and I'm like, I'm bored. I want something different right now. Okay, question number 9 is, how do you feel about sharing makeup? Unless it's like an eyeliner or mascara, I'm okay with that. I mean, can sanitize pretty much anything. I don't really use cream products, so I don't have to worry about that. That might be one that I would be like, but lipsticks, like you can just scrape a piece, some of it off, and but eyeliners and mascaras, things that are like right in your eyes, I don't usually like to share those, but I don't think I've ever shared those, but everything else, yeah, I don't care. It's fine, especially if I know the person. Question number 10, how do you feel about buying or trading used makeup? I don't personally like to buy or trade or sell or trade used makeup unless it's something that is like you remove it from the tube before you use it and it's like in a container that you don't have anything come in contact with. But as far as buying or trading, you know, I never thought I would buy or trade or buy used makeup, but I recently did because I really wanted this Trolls palette, and the only way I could find it was used. And because I had ordered it and Pure ran out of it before they could fulfill my orders, so I did buy that one, and I'm kind of like nervous about using it. I sanitized it. The girl said she sanitized it before she sent it, but I sanitized it again just in case, so we'll see if I end up using it. I really wanted it, so it's the Pure Minerals Trolls palette, but I don't know. I think if it was somebody that I knew, I would be fine with it. Like, I have used makeup that I've given to people that I know, and they like know I sanitize it, and I don't know, but just random strangers is different. Question number 11, how often do you declutter makeup? So decluttering is like a new thing for me. I would say as of this year, I've been trying to do a monthly rotation, and I try to bring in stuff that there's been items like, for instance, so there's been items like this eye primer from Benefit that I wanted to make sure I used up, and so I went ahead and brought it in rotation. Then it made my eyes break out, and I was like, okay, that's clearly gone bad. So I've been trying to do that, so I guess it would be like every month I tried to go through in my collection and move stuff in that I want to either give its last chance or just get some more use out of. And then with the decluttering, I would say when I get enough of stuff to give away, that's when I'll actually move it out of my collection. Like, I actually had like a shoebox full of makeup that I wasn't going to use anymore and wasn't interested in, and I had sanitized it, or I had never used it and was not something I was ever interested in, and I got it in like subscription boxes and stuff, and I passed that on recently to a group that I work with. It's called Dream Upon a Princess, and so a lot of these girls don't have their own makeup and stuff, so I gave it to them. And I was like, there you go, pick out stuff that you need. So I move it out of my collection, but it sits there until I have enough to like take a whole box there, I guess. I don't know if I really answer that. Question number 12, do you use your fingers to apply makeup? On occasion. I don't really like to. I just don't like using my fingers. I used to wear acrylics, and I didn't like to poke my eyes. I never got a hang of that. But I don't like to use my fingers to apply makeup. I will in a pinch, but if I have a brush available, I will use it. Or sponge. Or even those little like sponge applicators that they come in some of the cheaper eyeshadow palettes. I'll even use those before I use my fingers. Or Q-tips. I use Q-tips. Try to avoid using my fingers. It's just a personal thing. I just don't like to. Question number 13. What products, if any, do you hoard in your purse, bag, backpack, etc.? Let's say lipsticks. I end up having like 3 makeup bags full of lipsticks in my purse because I like wear it one day and then I just keep it in there. It lives in there until I'm like, I need to clean out my purse. Number 14 is, what is your least favorite step in your makeup routine? My eyebrows. They take so long and I'm not very good at it. So I would say my eyebrows. They're just, I can do my entire face in the same time that it takes me to do just my eyebrows. Question number 15. What is your worst makeup memory? I'm going to say when this made me break out. I've never broken out from a product. And this made me all over my eyelids up here. I had such a bad breakout and I was horrible and painful and ugly looking and gross. So I would say that was my worst makeup memory. Because other than that, I have a pretty good relationship with my makeup. I'm trying to think if there was any other things that happened in my life that were just awful and makeup related. Nope, I don't think so. And I went through the awkward phase of figuring out how to find your foundation shade, but it was bad. It wasn't bad, it was fine. So that is all the questions for this video. Thanks guys for sticking it out if you're still here, and let me know if you did this tag. I'd love to check out your video. I love these kind of tag videos. I feel like it helps me to get to know people more and a little better. So there's a subscribe button right here if you aren't subscribed and you would like to be, and I would love you to be. And there's a couple videos on the bottom of the screen I'd love for you to check out as well. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.